So today's video I'm going to be talking about one of the concepts that is in a lot of different pagan religions and is a central tenet in the New Age religions for the most part. And that is this one of the wheel of time, as they call it. Basically, they look at the cyclical nature of a lot of the things in the world. You have, calm seas, then storms. You have peace, then war. Then, just like how everything seems to go around and 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 around, etc., etc., etc. And the basic idea of people who believe in this wheel of time is reincarnation. Life, then death, then life, then death, then life, then death, then life, then death, etc., 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 on and on and on and on and on, ad infinitum. However, this has recently, just last night actually, as I was talking to my friend about God, I actually came across an idea God led me to where the wheel of time is the potter's wheel. So it is, the wheel of time is there so that we might be shaped, but a person who is, if you've ever worked with clay, sometimes it's just not going the way that you really want it to, so you break it down, you squish it all, and then you start over and you start working again to try and get it to go, correctly the next time. But if you keep going, if you keep doing that, you keep breaking it down, and then you keep shaping it, and you keep breaking it, and keep shaping it, and just constantly does not work out the way you want it to, eventually you're going to take that lump of clay, you're going to throw it out, and you're going to get a different one. Now, and also, no workman is going to stay at the wheel constantly shaping forever. He has a certain amount of time that he's going to put in, and then eventually his workday ends, and then he takes the finished vessels that he has that were correctly made, and then he takes those over and he sets them up for use so that they might be off the wheel. Now, a lot of the pagan religions and the New Age religions want to remain on the wheel of time forever, and that's their thing. But the actual goal of the person who is a Christian, for example, is to actually be done. Finally, to be finished being shaped, to be taken off the wheel as a vessel that is ready for the use of the master, and then to find out what is out beyond. Because if this is the potter's wheel, where we are shaped, then what kind of amazing things will there be beyond it, is essentially the idea. And another thing is and then you would have, what's it called? The wheel of the potter's wheel contains both good and evil for a couple reasons. The first one is choice. There has to be, balance, one and the other, for the wheel to be balanced properly, and for the clay to actually be able to move the way the clay is. I'm not sure if I can really describe this. The way the grain of the clay actually is made to move, kind of thing. Just the way that certain particular lump of clay wants to move. It needs to be free to move the way it wants to move, so that it can be seen if it is the right lump of clay to make a certain type of vessel. And you can't do that if you only have one option. If it's just, if you just got the one or you've just got the other, then you're just going to be forcing the clay into that certain particular mold, that certain particular way. And it's, it might make vessels that function properly, or it might not, and you might just be frustrating yourself. You need to have the both there so that you can properly shape things. Now, eventually, at the end of the day, the idea of constantly dying again and again and again and again and again and again and again, losing all sense of identity, memory, and all that stuff, just over and over and over again, that is something that's the next worst thing that I can think of to being burned alive forever. That's still kind of hell, to lose everything that you possibly wanted. And this actually came to me when I was thinking about the idea that it says in Revelations that death and hell will be cast into the lake of fire as well. And let me think of it like this. So if a person dies again and again and again and again, and they want to continue living so they can die, living so they can die, and start over and start over and start over and start over, without ever actually finishing, they're essentially choosing every time a person would want to be reincarnated. They would be choosing to die again, and choosing to die again, and choosing to die again. Rather than choosing life, this person would be choosing death over and over and over and over and over and over again. And then eventually it's going to be just basically seen that, okay, you didn't want life, you didn't want life that lasts forever, you wanted death that lasts forever. So you get one. A death, a burning forever. The longest and worst death possible. Because you constantly and repeatedly, over time and time and time and time again, chose the path that leads to death again. Then you will get the ultimate possible death, essentially. A death that takes an infinite amount of time and is final. Or, if you choose to be finished, to let the Master Shaper guide your life, to shape you as clay that actually wants to move unto life, then you will be finished being shaped, and then you will be done, taken unto life everlasting. Please let me know what you thought of this video in the comments below. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and God bless you. You have a blessed day.